As of making this video, there are 6 pre-arms available in the game, not including the 2 new pre-arms in 3.7, one for Tranquil Aeris while the other one is for Florid Sakura. And as a result of this abundance of pre-arms where it will increase more as time goes on, a lot of you have asked me, how do I choose which pre-arm to focus on and upgrade? While there are only 3 weapons available in Gacha or the limited time battle pass, and the rest of the weapons can be grinded for from Bounty Mark, you still have to grind for a very long time. I mean, a lot of people do not really grasp how long it takes just to get a single weapon forged in Bounty Mark. And this isn't even to mention the time it takes to grind for Honkai cores to make a single 4-star weapon into a fully upgraded 5-star weapon before you can even have the option to make it into a 6-star weapon, let alone the time it takes to get enough material to make it into a fully upgraded 6-star weapon. Sure, with enough time, eventually you can make all of your weapons into a fully upgraded 6-star weapon, not to mention that if you buy a battle pass every single season, then you will be able to get all of them. But using myself as an example, I cannot be the only one who just makes a weapon into 6 stars and then never bothers to fully upgrade it. This could be for many reasons, like for example not having enough time, or because how long it takes to grind for enough material to make a single weapon into 6 stars, you just forget about it, especially with the other stuff you have to focus on in the game. Or maybe sometimes you are trying to upgrade a weapon and you're like, hey, wait a minute, there is another one coming later on in a new update. So why not save my upgrade material that takes a long time until that update comes? Therefore, with that in mind, what are the criteria to choosing a pre-arm and fully upgrading it? Well, depending on who you are, there are several things to take into consideration. So for example, do you have the Valkyrie that this pre-arm is made for? And this in itself is a tricky question, because even if let's say you do not own Shadow Knight Fuhua or Lightning Empress Mai, you can still use both Mag Typhoon as well as Nuara's Revenge on both Hawk of Fog Fuhua as well as Yae Kasumi, also known as Dark Bull Jonin Sakura. In fact, some people argue that Nuara's Revenge is even better used on Hawk of Fog Fuhua. But then you have the 11th Liturgia, which is best used on Celestial Hymn. Obviously you can use it with other Valkyries, but considering the amount of advantages that Celestial Hymn gains from it, it's not really worth it in my opinion to use it on someone else. But there is a problem. Celestial Hymn, as of recording this video, is gacha only. So in my case, on my Japanese account, I have the 11th relic but no Celestial Hymn. Obviously, I do not plan on dismantling the weapon, but I also do not plan on upgrading it as well as making it into a pre-arm, at least until I'm able to get Celestial Hymn. Meanwhile, something like the Positron Blaster can be used on all Kalins and Kianas. Sure, it would lose a lot of the functionality that it would have had if it was equipped on Moonbeam Kiana, but the increase in crit damage, movement speed, as well as the constant paralyzing of enemies is worth it in my opinion. On the other hand, you have Frozen Naraka, which is tailor-made for Memento Sakura. Sure, you can use the active skill with any Sakura or Mai to freeze enemies around you and slow them down, but in my opinion, that isn't really worth it. Then again, considering how fun Memento Sakura is when using this pre-arm with her, I think all of us have it fully upgraded. Anyway, when it comes to Star Destroyer 19CX, I think the thing that makes this one really special is the first-person view. Yes, the second passive skill can work with other Bronyas, but a lot of people want this pre-arm because of the first-person view, which you can only get with Black Nucleus Bronya. At the same time though, it is a little bit gimmicky in my opinion, so it kinda depends on who you are. So for example, I tried to use Star Destroyer 19CX on other Bronyas, but the active skill would not lock on enemies and I would be shooting at the air, thus wasting my shot. and the advantages that I would get from the active skill are just wasted on nothing. Admittedly, this is anecdotal, so maybe I'm the only one with this problem, as it does happen rarely, but when it does happen, it's very annoying. However, when using it with Dark Bronya herself, the active skill does work well, but again, it does make it less versatile in my opinion. The other question that you might want to ask yourself is whether or not you want to wait until another update in the future. So, for example, a lot of people told me that they skipped the pre-arms in 3.6 until they saw what there is in 3.7, where now they want to spend their resources on upgrading Tranquil Aris as well as Florid Sakura into pre-arms. The logic behind it is to get enough material to upgrade a single pre-arm into a fully upgraded state, or maybe 2 pre-arms. But instead of wasting it on every new pre-arm that comes, you wait until what you think is the best. But if I were to be honest with you, I think this is a double-edged sword, because then you are just waiting and waiting until presumably a pre-arm that meets your standards appears. I'm not saying it won't happen. In fact, a lot of people told me that this was a good thing because they found the pre-arm that they wanted at the end. But even with that, you still risk the issue of not getting the pre-arm that you want until it is many months late, where by this point you could have grinded for a lot of upgrade materials for many other pre-arms, and not just 1 or 2. So again, I get the convenience factor of just wanting to upgrade a single pre-arm in mind, but at the same time, I do think that you are missing a lot in the game. Still, that is just my own opinion, so tell me yours in the comments below. How do you choose a pre-arm to upgrade every month? Or maybe you just hit level 80 and you are bombarded with so many choices, but you do not know what to get. Do you choose what is best for the meta, or maybe you choose something that is just good for the Valkyrie that you like? Or maybe you are like me, where you got Star Destroyer 19CX just because you want to get that active skill first-person view. But again, that is just my own opinion, so tell me yours in the comments below because I am very interested in reading it. Also, while you are at it, please consider subscribe, rate, share, as it does help the channel a lot. And if you like, you can join our Discord, which is filled with a lot of awesome members. But at any rate, I hope this video has been helpful, and until my next one, thank you for watching and I hope you have a nice day.